Hello, Professor Todd. My name is Charles Mallard. First off, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to grade the assignment as well as listen to the videos that we'd be presenting over to you today. I'd also like to let you know that the baby is doing beautifully, very healthy, came in at about 6 pounds, 5 ounces, and is growing by the day. As for me, I'm running at about 6, 7 hours worth of sleep for the week. So bear with me as we get through our case brief and hope you enjoy my work. For my assignment, I was assigned the Lopez v. Howth case. So going forward, just to give a quick summary of the case, on December 8th of 2000, Ralph Lopez and his associate Eric Brown, both individuals of color, were at the People's Republic, which is a bar in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That bar is owned by Howth Inc. As a subsidiary itself. At around 1 a.m., Lopez ended up becoming involved in a dispute with a woman and several Caucasian male patrons after the woman had accused him of inappropriately touching her. What's really interesting in this case is there was one other person that saw the incident happen, which was also a female patron that was also at the bar. That patron did inform the bartender that it was a different person that pinched the woman involved in the first place. Even though that did happen, the bartender still asked Lopez to leave. Subsequently, Lopez was banned from that bar. Following that incident, Lopez he did follow a lawsuit against the Howth on February 14th of 2002, alleging several federal and state civil rights violations and slander, as well as discrimination. There was an amended complaint was filed on June 19th of 2002 per court order for a concise statement of facts. Howth did move to dismiss that case and that complaint under Massachusetts Civil Prosecution 12b6 for failure to state the claim. Now, the issue in this case did kind of revolve around did Ralph or did Mr. Lopez have sufficient claim to conclude that slander, discrimination, or civil rights violations occurred during that incident? There were several different avenues that I believe that this case could have taken. If there was this case revolving around the allegations of civil rights violations and slander, specifically to the case that involved that, I believe that he could have gone by discrimination, slander, or civil rights violations. Excuse me. There were several rules that were involved within the case itself. To the state, a viable claim under 42 U.S.C. 1981, stating that plaintiff must allege deprivation of rights based on race, ancestry, or ethnic characteristics. In which case, that was dismissed because of the lack of claim by Lopez. Lopez didn't allege that his rights were infringed upon based on race or a class-based terms, or a racial of class-based terms. Another rule that was used within this case was 42 U.S.C. 1983, which claimed that alleged infringement must be attributable to the state. In which case, this was also dismissed because under that, bar is not considered a state actor, and so the infringement must be fairly attributed to the state. Another one was 42 U.S.C. 2000A, which is a claim that requires allegations of denial of access to a public accommodation based on race, color, religion, or national origin. Unfortunately, that was also dismissed because Lopez did not allege that he was denied access to the bar based on discrimination of race or ethnic means. The courts could not find this claim sufficient without any classification or any actionable claim, allegation, or facts to support that the party involved was denied access to the public accommodation itself. Lopez also did not allege that he was denied access to the bar based on race, color, religion, or national origin, failing to state a claim under that 2000A. Seeing that also GLC 272-98 is this criminal statute, Howth isn't liable for the acts of its employees, and so that action is not actionable as well. So that claim was also dismissed. In conclusion, the defendant Howth's motion to dismiss the amendment complaint was allowed. Now, I thoroughly don't agree with this outcome of this case. I believe that Mr. Lopez was a victim of defamation. There were false and demeaning statements that were made against him to a third party, which in this case was the bartender. Proof of his innocence could have been obtained from that second female present that confirmed that Mr. Lopez was not at fault for the action that was taken. Now, as someone that actually has been in a similar situation, in which case um, there was a claim that an altercation had happened, in which case I was involved in, it was because there was somebody there that saw that other things or other factors were involved that actually caused the case. Now, the I didn't actually have that taken all the way into the courts, of course, but that was avoided because of other circumstances wherein the people involved were taken by merit of what was happening itself. I do believe this case is something that should have been appealed, should have been taken back into the court system for that, especially because of that defamation lawsuit. Excuse me. So with that said, that's basically the case that was given to me. I do believe that I did have a pretty good understanding of how this case went, what was involved within the case itself, and moving forward, how something or how a case like this can be applied to hospitality, right? In case of a bar, or in any case of even a even a hotel stay. You know, because I'm with MGM, of course. Even with a hotel stay, I believe this can be applied. Seeing is that if a guest does come in with reasonable accusations of one of our employees that something could happen, this is when we're able to utilize security systems as well as third party, be that another witness or maybe a guest that was involved as well, that we can take other actions to make sure that all bases are covered when we actually are bringing cases to the courts. So with that, thank you for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you on LinkedIn or another basis, so that way if I do have questions involving legalities of hospitality, I would love to pick your brain on a few more of these things. Once again, thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer.